to check?
It's recording.
Okay. All right. Hey.
Hi.
What is your name?
Kim?
And what is your cultural background?
Well, I was born in Vietnam, but I came over when I was 6 years old.
Wow.
So, and I didn't know any English when I got here. And then I went, they put me into, we went to a class and I learned English.
Oh, wow.
And now though, I should say English is my first language because I can understand Vietnamese, but I don't know how to read it. I came over when I was so young. I just,
That's so interesting. So what has your experience been with anti-bias education, and how has diversity affected you in the classroom?
For myself, I always hung out with just kids, I never really attached myself only to Vietnamese kids, though a lot of my friends did, where they only would interact with Vietnamese kids, and they gather in groups.
Right.
I was just whoever
That's
strike
great.
my
That's
interest
awesome.
that's who,
How would you like someone to address diversity? Do you think there's a specific way maybe your teacher could have done something in your classroom, or maybe your child's classroom, to make them feel more comfortable and a part of the classroom?
Well, I always remember that, like, even for my kids, is they always had a videotape, a video of, how you must accept everybody, and, the normal, I see it I hear about it all the time. And, though I guess as Asian, I have always strived to do well, in the classrooms and things like that. And I've always encouraged my kids to. So, so it was, where they are is based on merit, not racial bias or
I love
unbiased.
that. That's a good point to make. I really like that. When your children were in school, was there something you would have liked to see more of? Like, I think that in a lot of classrooms that I've worked in, a lot of the babies are predominantly white. And now we talk a lot about, like in my program, we should have the baby dolls, and like our books in our classroom have more diversity. Do you remember if there was a lot of that in your child's classroom?
I know that when I was growing up, we didn't have things like, just so you know the difference, things like multicultural dinners and things like that.
Right, that's a good point.
In the school, but now we do.
We really try to make that happen for sure.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
And now there's Black Month, which my kids would say, Mom, this month we got to read about all.
Right.
But I feel like, one thing for sure, when I hear music and look at a movie, I never question who's the producer is. I don't even know, whether they're what race they are. They're just good music and music I don't like. I didn't say bad, just music I don't like, So, that's two industry that I feel like there is no bias, and I feel that way, and I feel good about that. Though I have to say that I only want to mention it that I feel like to say that diversity is a problem, we need to, I think, look a little closer and say that it's a symptom of a problem.
Okay.
I just want to bring that out
Yeah.
because it is not a problem in itself by placing kids in with other kids. I think it's a symptom that we need to solve the underlying problem of, well, why do we need to have free lunch? Because, well, those kids go hungry if they don't have it. So, yeah, most free lunch are racial kids. Why is that? Because, well, economically they can't afford meals. Can you imagine how that feels?
Mm-hmm.
Well, at one point in my life, I knew that. Okay, because when my family came over, we were lucky to have sponsors, but we
neat.
didn't know where our next meal may be.
Wow.
So if I don't know how I'm not sure how to convey that feeling to someone who hasn't.
Or you
who
can't
hasn't.
really. Mm-hmm.
I mean, and to expect you to understand would be, I don't know. I feel like that's a hard thing to expect you
for sure.
to who have always had lunch, always had house, to say, oh well, how you feel if you not eat? Well, no, that's not the same as not knowing whether you will eat. So anyway, well, that's a little bit. I'm sure you don't want to have on that on your. You can edit that if you want. But anyway, but yeah, I feel like, well, I'm sorry to say, but I was on free lunch for a long time, but we qualify for it, and so, and my parents, they had to start at the bottom. And luckily, my dad was already a pharmacist.
Oh wow!
When he came over,
Wow.
so he had a bachelor degree, which was great. He basically, helped us. He brought us, a steady income. And what I found is, not a lot of kids have that.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's very interesting how that is. And like I said, we need to address this. We can address the symptoms, but we don't solve the problem.
Right. Very true. Okay. So,
I'm going.
so we said.
You can edit this anytime you want.
All right, hold on, Matt.